Today on this James the Bike Guy, we're taking a look at something really exciting, at least to me. We're checking out the new Roval Alpinist CLX wheels. These are a crazy super light road bike wheel set. They're disc specific and they have a claimed weight of 1,248 grams. Now, of course, as you know on this video, we're gonna get these on the scale, but we're also gonna take a look at some of the features and designs of these wheels, kind of get a look at what makes these things tick. So if this kind of thing is what you're all about, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as while we check out these wheels, want to make sure that you leave your comments down in the comment section below. So checking out these wheels, these Roval Alpinist wheels come out with the new cockpit products from Roval, a subsidiary of Specialized. So the Alpinist brand name basically relates to super lightweight components. And this is something that I'm pretty excited to see, because as bikes have shifted to disc brakes and getting more comfortable and all those kind of things, some of the real lightweight offerings have sort of gone to the wayside. And it's neat to see that Roval is chasing after that while still making wheels reliable enough to have a 275-pound rider weight limit, as well as having a lifetime warranty on the wheels and a 2-year it happens no fault crash replacement policy, where Roval will replace these wheels if you crash on them in the first 2 years of ownership. And that is really cool for a set of wheels that's 1,248 grams, or so they claim. So taking a look at these wheels, let's talk a little bit about the setup. So these wheels are going to have a 33 millimeter deep rim. So the rim itself is going to be 33 millimeters deep, so it should give a pretty decent aero profile. Of course, nothing like a real deep dish aero wheel, but it does have a nice aero profile to it. It's then going to be 21 millimeter internal width. It's going to come with some Roval rim tape. So this rim tape is what you're going to use to tape up the rim. And what's interesting is these are not going to be tubeless ready. I assume that's probably because to get these so light and still be strong, they couldn't quite build up the wheel in the same fashion that's required for a tubeless setup. And moving on from that, the spoke setup on this is going to be set up using some DT Swiss Aerolite T-head spokes. These, of course, are bladed spokes here. They're on these Aero flange hubs from Roval, which use DT Swiss internals. And on the front wheel, it's going to be radial laced on the drive side, and then on the non-drive side, which is the side that the disc brake is going to go onto, it's going to be set up 2-cross. Now it's 21 spokes up front, and this hub, as you can see, is going to be center lock, so you can get a center lock rotor, say from Shimano or some other brands. And then the spacing is going to be 12 by 100 up front. And moving on to the rear wheel, it's going to be running that same 33 millimeter deep carbon rim with 21 millimeters internal. It's now going to be 24 spokes in the rear. So on the drive side, you're going to have 2-cross setup for the spokes. And then on the non-drive, the disc brake side, you're going to have a 1-cross setup. So that should help keep this wheel pretty snappy and accelerate well, because this lacing pattern should help keep these wheels nice and snappy. Now going to the hub, this is going to be something pretty neat, but this is the new EXP Hub. So what's neat with this is this has much stiffer axle setup, less moving parts, but still that very reliable DT Swiss ratchet. So let me go ahead and pull this apart for you. What's kind of neat about these new ones is when we pull this hub apart, you'll see that the free hub body itself looks more or less the same as what you would have seen on another DT Swiss Star Ratchet hub. So you've got that set up. You still have your spring to the outer side, and then it's still going to have a Star Ratchet that comes out as well. And you can see this guy looks pretty cool. I love how hollowed out it is, and actually that space, to be fair, allows the spring to pop right in too. So if we pull those two apart, now on a traditional DT Swiss hub with a Star Ratchet, you'd have another spring and another ratchet. But as you can see here, that is all one piece. So this is actually machined into the hub. And what that allows for is only one of the ratchets is moving. So it should make it a bit more reliable. It's got less parts inside of there. And then the other thing is you can see the bushing that goes on presses straight against the machine portion of that hub. So all of this goes together to make a much stiffer axle setup. Of course, it's pretty easy to service. You just pull it apart, no tools needed, as you just saw. Your free hub body goes back on, and the neat thing is you can get these EXP free hub bodies in virtually every cassette standard. So anyways, we've got that back together. The axle setup on this wheel is gonna be 12 by 142, so you've got the standard through axle setup. And that really brings us to the end of these wheels. Man, I know I'm gushing a little bit, but I think these are pretty amazing. So let's go ahead, grab our scale, get these wheels weighed up, because I'm really curious to see just how light they actually are. So we'll toss the rear wheel on first. So that's gonna go onto our scale, and that's gonna come out at 691 grams. And we'll switch that for the front wheel. Just gonna hop on there as well. And that's gonna come out at 556 grams. So, man, that's 1,247 grams. That's 1 gram lighter than what they claim. Well, there you go. So these wheels are just as light, or actually 1 gram lighter than what they claim to be. At 1,247 grams, that is just incredible, especially considering you've got a lifetime warranty on these wheels and a 275-pound weight limit. For those that aren't that excited about it, I totally understand, but we've stepped into the lightweight territory of some of the real bespoke brands that are crazy, crazy money. Not that these aren't expensive, but to get down to this weight, usually it requires opening that wallet pretty wide. And then there's a lot of restrictions. And here, not really. The only thing you're missing out on, at least in my eyes, is that tubeless setup. Well, anyways, go ahead and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. While you're at it, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I want to see you in the next video, as well as leave a thumbs up. It lets me know that you enjoyed the video. Thanks again, and happy riding.